Hello, I'm going to do a presentation on the topic how is the Vietnamese culture different from the US culture. First, we'll talk about family culture in the two countries. Vietnamese family members tend to gather together during mealtime. They talk about their days, how they did their jobs, and how school was. In the US, on the other hand, members of the family would rather enjoy their food in their own favorite spot rather than sit down together around a dinner table. They prefer doing their own things to talking with each other during a meal. Besides, Vietnamese women do most of the housework, sometimes with the children's help. The American counterparts, however, share this responsibility with their husband and also their children. The woman in the US home is not completely responsible for all of the household chores. Another problem is financial issues. In Vietnam, it's the wife who manages the money in some cases, and in other cases, it's the husband. Only one person makes the final decision on spending. In the US, husband and wife discuss how they should spend the money, what to spend on, and then they share the money with each other. Lastly, children in Vietnam still live with their parents when they are after 18, like me and most of my friends. Some still do so when they are in their 20s. But US children have to leave the nest after 18. They can live in a dorm or they can hire an apartment. Next, we will discuss the social culture in Vietnam and in the USA. Vietnamese people do not tend to ask you questions like, "How are you doing?" or "How's your day?" or things like that because they don't like to talk about their emotion or their life a lot. They don't want people to know what's happened to them. In the US, though, such questions are completely normal. Another example is that when you sneeze in Vietnam, people don't say bless you. That only happens in the US. Vietnamese people also consider it normal to pick your nose in public. Personal space is also very important. In Vietnam, people don't usually have a sense of personal space. For example, a stranger may grab your hand and tell you that, hey, you left your money on the chair. They touch your hand, that's totally normal. When you stop at a bus line, for example, people may stand very close to you. They don't care about personal space. In the US, however, personal space is essential. The last thing that I want to mention is marriage. In Vietnam, it is a terrible thing to have sex before marriage. But American couples think this is entirely normal. So, that's the end of my presentation.